y'all? Welcome back to another video.
Welcome to the vibe. I hope you have the time of your life. All the way from BK, you know it's only right. You bound to vibe, so come and vibe. And don't forget to subscribe. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cassie. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome to the motherfucking vibe. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought about it. So, if you haven't read by the title already, today's going to be a beginner eyebrow tutorial. I've gotten a lot of requests on just makeup videos in general, so this will be my little start to my makeup journey. And yeah, I'm kind of nervous, but like I said, a lot of y'all requested an eyebrow tutorial and you guys love the way I do them, so I'm just gonna be showing you guys how I do it. I'll leave all the products that I mentioned down in the description below, and I'll also try to put them on the screen so that way it'll make it a little easier for y'all. Y'all don't in any shape or form need these exact products, but anything similar to them will work. If you guys hear any background noise, I do apologize. I do live with my grandparents and they are pretty loud majority of the time. So yeah, let's get into this. I'm excited, y'all. I'll try to do close-ups so that way you guys can see what I'm doing a little better, or maybe I'll just come closer. We gonna see how I feel. Also, if you guys see me looking down below, it's because I have my mirror down here and that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking at the mirror so that way I can see, instead of trying to do it in the camera like I did for my 5-minute makeup challenge, which was a complete disaster. If you didn't go watch that video already, please go do so. And yeah, let's get into this video. Why am I talking so much? So I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomade in the color dark brown. This is what it looks like. I'll also try to pop it up on the screen somewhere. And I'm going to take my eyebrow brush that I use. It's a Pinky Rose brush number F32. So just in case you guys want to purchase the same brush as me, I just use any kind of brush with an angle and like that's really skinny will work, and with a spoolie in the back, because the spoolie is very important. So yeah, so I'm just gonna dip into this. You want to take just an average amount. Literally, I'm just slightly tapping it to get some product onto the brush. And now I'm gonna bring you guys a little closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hopefully this isn't too weird. I'm not too much in y'all grill. What I do first is I start from not the front, because you don't want it to be too dark in the front. I like that ombre effect, so I'm gonna start from the middle. What I'm basically about to do is outline the bottom of my brow, outline the top of my brow, and then kind of just make hairs. So just like shading it in, kind of. You don't want to put too much product. You want to do this with a really light hand. And if you're like me and this quarantine got you fucked up and your eyebrows looking like this, just try your best to make the shape that you want, because at the end of the day, eyebrows can be however you want them to look. Okay, this is just how I do them. So I'm going to be taking the product and shaping it under my eye. And I'm just following that line that I already have. So something like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the top. So we're just gonna outline it. After you've done this, what I do is I start with my tail first, being that that's where most of the product is, and that's where I want it to be most dark. Because like we said, we want that ombre effect. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna shade it in. I like to start right here because that's just what feels more comfortable for me. I'm gonna take a little bit more product because it looked like it dried up a little bit. So I took a little bit more product and we're just gonna shade it in now, or you make the hairs. I just shade it in because I have no brows, so ain't no making no hairs. But you don't want to color it like this. You want to do light strokes, and I always do it from left to right, and I don't drag. So watch what I do. So like this, right? And I'm literally just shading in the brow that I don't have. Okay. Okay, so it should look something like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start moving that product towards the middle of my brow and doing that same effect of the shading effect. So we're just going to do the same thing. So when you get to the front, what I like to do is I'll go upwards. So instead of going like this, I'll go like this, and I'll go upwards and then kind of like shade it in at the same time. You guys are gonna see. So we're gonna do this. Well, first I'm gonna shade this in a little bit more. Okay, and then doing that upwards effect. So these are just making faux hairs, being that I literally have no brows. So as you can see, it does that little effect where it looks like I have brows. It's all in the flick of the wrist, y'all. And now, do you notice how there's a little gap right here? I'm just gonna shade that in very lightly. Try not to put too much product, because then it'll look really rough, and we don't want that rough look. We want it to look like ombre, you feel me? So I'm literally just lightly. Okay, so you see what I did there? It's not too rough, it doesn't look too crazy. And I still see a couple of gaps. Whenever you see gaps, you're literally just gonna fill them in. So I see a couple of gaps in my front, so I'm going to just do that. Okay, so that's how your eyebrow should look. Now the very important part, we're gonna use the back of this brush, and what we're gonna do is we're going to spoolie out the entire brow. So this is what it looks like. I like to start from the front so that way we could get that full fade effect. So I do like this. So boom, you feel me? And then I just do a little bit on the back just because I like when my brows look more darker on the ends. It just makes me feel better. But we're still gonna do a little bit just to take away any harsh lines that are there. And I see a couple of gaps towards the top, so I'm just gonna fill that in. And at this point, I haven't added any additional product to my brush. I'm just using what's on here to push around that product and fill in those gaps. That looks pretty good to me. I think we did a pretty great job. The next thing that you want to do is you're going to grab your concealer. I use the MAC, I don't know what it's called actually, so I'll just put it on the screen. But I use this concealer. It's a MAC concealer. I don't know which shade I use, but I'm sure it's like NW something. I'll find out, don't worry you guys, and I'll definitely link that. And I'm going to take this concealer, and I'm gonna take another brush. So this brush is the Anastasia Beverly Hills 7B. So it's the same kind of brush, it's angled, but as you can see, it's super skinny and precise, which is why I love it for my concealer. So we're gonna take it and dip into it just like we dipped into that Dipbrow pomade. I'm gonna take a little bit of product. So basically the point of the concealer is to sharpen up your eyebrow, and you guys will see it definitely makes a big difference. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from right here, make my way back, and then same for the top. So you start from here and then you make your way and you're outlining the brow, taking care of any imperfections. And that we got the bottom, and now I'm gonna do the same thing for the top. And that's how it should look. Don't worry about the ends too much. We're gonna fix that up with the next step. So at this point, this is how your brow should look. I'm going to take my e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush, so it looks like this. It's just a flat brush that I use to kind of blend out that concealer. So I'm going to take this brush, and literally what I'm doing is I'm going to be dragging the product down to blend into my eye. Once I get towards the top, I'll drag the product towards the middle of my eyebrow, and then you guys will see how I clean that up. So we're going to drag the product downwards. And like I told you guys, don't really worry about the ends because they get fixed in 1, 2, 3. You see? Gone. It's like magic. And I'm probably going to speed this up so that way you guys don't have to sit here and suffer in silence. So now we're more towards the front of the brow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag that concealer outwards to blend it out a little bit better, and also to outline the front of that brow, right? And we're gonna be doing that same thing, just pulling it downwards. So what I like to do is I just go like this to better blend out that concealer. So once you're done blending out the bottom, this is how it should look. And now we're gonna blend out the top. So unlike the bottom, when you're pulling it down, the top you're gonna pull it up. Hope that makes sense. And we're gonna be doing the same thing. We're gonna start from the middle, make our way all the way to the back, and then we're gonna pull it forward. You guys are gonna see. Once I get around this edge, I kind of just drag it to follow the line, just because that works a little better for me. And now we're going to drag the frontwards like this. All right. And whatever concealer stays right there, I just kind of blend into my skin. Same with this here. Just blending that into your skin. So we have successfully finished the first brow. And this is how my brow looks. I hope you guys' eyebrows turned out the same way. As you can see, it fades a little in the front and then it gets darker as it goes back. I'm going to do my other eyebrow off camera. Be right back. Boom. Eyebrows completed. The last and final step that I do is I use a brow gel. So this is a Tonya Crooks the Browgal. So this is what it's called. And it's in the shade BrownHair 02. So what I'm gonna do is I literally dip in for the product. It's kind of holding your eyebrow hair into place. So for the front, I'm going to do an upwards motion, and for the rest, I'll do a left to right motion. And we're gonna do the same thing to the left brow. We are done. We are fully finished with this eyebrow tutorial that took me forever to freaking make. I hope you guys like the outcome. And please, if you guys wind up doing the same thing and following my eyebrow tutorial, please, please, please send me the pictures, because I would love to see. I'll put my Instagrams here so that way you guys can DM me whenever. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comment down below letting me know how it turned out and how you liked the video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.